What's up, guys? Thank you for joining me again. Part four. Let's get it. Simple. The last three parts have been super. Actually, way more informative than I thought they would be. I thought I was just gonna tell my story, but the more I think about things, the more I actually talk about them, I start understanding that in these moments, um, in my career, I've learned a lot. Like I've had some setbacks, right? And um, you have to think about um, these situations that come up that end up being major comebacks, right? So, you know, the last video, if you haven't seen it, go check out the last three videos. But the last video I talked about when I had surgery, I had a big. It was sort of like a tryout. It was a camp, and I had a big camp coming up, and I ended up having to have surgery on my appendix. And at the time, it was horrible. It was crushing. Like obviously, the surgery hurt itself, but the actual missing the opportunity that I had worked for so hard that whole summer to get that redemption back that it was taken away from me at the time felt horrible, felt like the end of the world. But it actually brought up a situation that allowed me to go to Europe and train with a couple of clubs in Europe. And you guys got to understand that every single day you have to be pushing one step in front of the other. You got to be pushing because it's not about the goal. And we you've heard it a million times. You've heard it a million times. Process over the prize. Fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the journey, not just the goal. But it's so true. You have to understand that in life, but especially in soccer, tomorrow might be the best day. Tomorrow might be the worst news ever. Take for example, a bad injury, right? Whether that's ACL, whether that's head injury, whether that's broken leg, whatever. You knew you knew the possibilities. You knew the possibilities when you stepped on the field. Everyone everyone who's ever played soccer knows that it's a contact sport, right? Everyone I almost guarantee if you're watching this, I guarantee you probably know someone who's had a bad injury. If you haven't had a bad injury yourself, you probably know someone who's had a bad injury. It is the part and parcel of the game of soccer. So you have to understand that we go out every single game knowing that there is a possibility that I could get hurt. There's a possibility I could, you know, the end of my career could be today, could be tomorrow, but you still go out. You still go out. So it's incredible to me when someone does get injured, when you do get injured, and you're devastated by it. Okay, I get that, and I absolutely understand. Like you are devastated. The thing that you train for, and the thing you play 20 years is finally taken away from you, and you're like, what the heck? What happened? But that's what you signed up for. That's what you signed up for. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is some days it's amazing, some days it's horrible. Some days it's the worst day of all time, some days it's the best day of all time. You know the possibilities when you accept, when you try out, right? So you have to understand that it's all part and parcel of it. It's all part of the game. So am I saying don't be emotional about it? Don't be happy when you win, don't be sad when you lose? No, I'm saying understand that each emotion, every emotion that you feel in the game of soccer is something that you signed up for. It is a consequence of playing the game. I have not won every single game I've ever played. I've lost some big games. I've lost 9-1 before. At a pretty high level, I've lost 9-1. When I was playing in England, we lost to Middlesbrough 3-0. Like we got killed. We got killed. And it's a horrible feeling, right? It's a horrible feeling. And I'm not saying don't feel bad, but tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. If you're still mad about it, if you're still sad about the loss, if you're still mad about your coach and all this stuff tomorrow, that's on you at that point. That's on you. If you're mad today after a loss, no problem. I get that 100%. You want to win, whatever. today, take a day to just be mad at it, at your coach, be mad at the referee, all that stuff. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Blame the ref today. But tomorrow is a day that we get the mind back on and we say, okay, well, now what do I need to do? What do I need to do now? Okay, put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other every single day. Some days might be 2 feet in front, 3 steps back. And that's fine. That's what the day gave you. That is what the day gave you. So I say all this because when I was 13, I had my appendix taken out, right? I had my appendix removed. I had the surgery. And 14 actually. I think I was 14. So when I was 14, I had my surgery. And I thought it was the end of the world. I thought it was done. I thought it was that's it. As far as the year went. Because my big opportunity was coming up next month, and I had to play. I have to play, Doc. I have to play. And he's like, you're not playing for another 2 months. You're not getting out of bed for 2 months. And then, as you guys know, once you get back, now you have to get the rhythm back. Now you have to get your fitness back, et cetera, et cetera. It's not a 2-month process. It's a 3-4 month process getting all the way back fit, right? So he's like, you're not doing it. And I said, okay. And I was like, oh, well, that's horrible. Like I was devastated. This was my year. This was the year that I really start pushing. And but that's not what happened. Okay, so that's not what happened. I look back and I'm proud of myself because I never really got too down about it. I'm always the type of guy who the next day, okay, now what do we need to do? What needs to happen? I take the emotion. The emotion sucks. Trust me. There are times, and there are things you can do to switch your emotions and to use them for the good and all that stuff. That's another video. But you have to understand, guys, that it's about the next play. It's about the next play. You give the ball away, what happens? You have to think about the next play. You have to win it back. That's how life is. Something bad happens, it's the next play. The next play. Something bad happens, the next play. What needs to happen next? Get that mindset. If you want to be a pro, if you want to be a college player, if you want to be a top youth player, you have to think next play. You have to think next play. There have been multiple occasions in my career where I've given up a bad goal. Like I can think of one in college when I lost my man on a corner, and he just dunked on me, basically, just headed it right into our goal. We're down 1-0. Everyone's looking at me, Andrew, what are you doing? What are you doing? Into that half, what do? I go take a corner, whip it in, assist. That's what happens. It's the next play. Too many of you guys are still worried about what happened back in the day. What happened 2 or 3 years ago. That's what you're still worried about. But at the end of the day, that's done. We've all moved on. We have all moved on. Life has moved on. The game has moved on. Your coach has moved on. Your team's moved on. Everyone's moved on. Stop worrying about what you did, good or bad, last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Don't worry about that. Yesterday's home runs do not win today's games. Yesterday's own goal did not lose today's game. So stop worrying about that. That's a whole confidence thing as well. Confidence for me comes from the work that I did today. I'm confident tomorrow because of the work I did today. Okay? Think about that. I'm confident I'm confident tomorrow because of the work I put in today. So if I put in good, solid amount of work today, I can be confident that tomorrow's going to be a good day. Do you understand? I'm gonna sit on that for a second. I'm going to sit on that point real quick. The work that I do today, the work that I put in, the solid training session that I put in, the solid gym session that I put in, the solid video analysis practice that I put in today, leaves me waking up tomorrow confident that it's going to be a good day. Now, here's the distinction. I'm confident tomorrow because I'm like, you know what? I'm smarter, I'm stronger, I'm fitter, I'm, better on the ball, whatever. So today's going to be a good day. But guess what? If I don't put in the work again today, tomorrow I won't be confident. Right? So today I put in the work. Tomorrow I wake up, yes, I'm confident. I feel good about myself. I feel like I really put in some work yesterday. I feel like my body's stronger. I feel like I'm more mentally in tune to the game, etc. But if I don't do the same thing today, the next day I won't feel confident. So it's always building on each other, building. If I don't set this brick perfect, then this brick is gonna go on and it's gonna be lopsided, and this brick's gonna be lopsided, and the next thing you know, you build up this tall building, and then foundation's weak. So you have to think about it, guys. You have to think about it day by day. So back to my story. Let's get back to my story. So my story is where so I moved to Minnesota. So I went from Georgia, ODP, went to England for the first time, etc. And now I moved to Minnesota, right? So now I'm in Minnesota, and I'm playing with some quality players. Players who played for their national teams, players who played in the U.S. national team, etc. We are a good school, a good soccer school. We had players in hockey that a lot of them went to the NHL. Figure skaters who went to the Olympics. It's just a big time school, and you hear us talking about it all the time on my IG page. But it's just because we learned so much there. But and some great coaches as well. Great coaches who've coached at national team level and coached abroad, and consulted with top clubs. So I went there, and like I said in the last video, I had to figure out 3 things that I could bring to the table every single game that would set me apart, that would make me a player that contributed. Okay, so I want to talk about that for a second. You got to be a player who contributes. Don't be okay with starting. Starting's good. Okay, cool. You started, but are you contributing? Are you winning? If you're an outside back, if you're left or right back, are you getting crosses in? Are you stopping crosses? Are you in good positions? Are you positionally in a good position? Are you talking to your right mid? Are you talking to your left mid? Are you keeping the ball? Are you giving it away every single time? Or are you keeping the ball for us? What are you adding to the team? As a center back, I'm vocal. I'm simple on the ball. I'm not trying to be a playmaker. I'm simple on the ball. I'm hard in the challenge. I'm winning all my headers. Like, what are you bringing to the table that's helping your team? You have to be helping your team, or else you're hurting your team. You can't just have, we talk about solid players. We talk about James Milner and stuff like that. He adds to the team, trust me. He's a leader. And, just the fact that you can always count on him is an asset, right? He's someone who always can be counted on, that's going to do the work. He has the work ethic. He's always going to do the work. He keeps the ball well. And, he's a leader. He communicates. And I'm sure in the locker room he's unbelievable. The motivation aspect, always winning the fitness exercises. That's motivation to other players to step up their game. So what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table that's helping the team win games? What are you bringing to the table that's making this team successful? If you're not doing something, if you're a forward and you're never scoring a goal, you're taking away from us. You're taking away from the team. If you're an outside mid, outside back, and you're not getting any crosses in, you're hurting the team. If you're an outside mid and you're losing your man and you're putting more stress on that outside back, you're hurting the team. So I had to realize, what are 3 things that I can bring to this team that will make us better, right? And I found, my intelligence, my leadership, and my hard work, my work ethic, right? So every single day at training, I had to set the mindset that today I cannot take it off. Today I have to work hard, because I set the tone for the whole team. Work ethic wise, energy wise, I set the level. That's what I do. I set the level. That's what I do. I'm not a dribbler. I'm not a scorer. I don't get assists, but I bring the energy. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. He said, I'm giving nothing but energy. That's what I did. I was like, if I don't do anything right today, I'm bringing the energy. I don't take a day off of my energy. So I said I need to bring energy every single day. That's it. So my mindset's already in a place where I'm not thinking about 500 different things. Oh, I gotta get this pass right. I want my coach to like me. I want I want to shut this guy down. I want to work on my long balls. I want to get in the gym. I want to do this. I'm working on my energy. When I come in, I'm talking immediately. Hey, come on, boys, let's get the 5v2 going. Let's go. Hey. Like, getting the energy going. Let's get it going. Let's go. And that's a huge asset. You guys, I don't know if you guys understand, but that's a huge asset for a coach, for a team, for someone to bring the energy. Very simple. You're sitting there saying, that's so simple. Like, you just come in and yell. Yes, I come in and I'm bringing energy. I'm the loudest person on the field, giving correct advice. Correct. I'm not just yelling, come on, come on, come on. No, correct advice. Left, right, forward, step up. Everyone step. Bringing energy. That's bringing energy. That's bringing direction. And I realized at a very young age, that's huge. That stuff is huge. And once you stop doing that, you see a huge difference. That's when you see momentum shift in games, etc. When people stop talking. So I had to figure out my three strengths. I had to figure out my three strengths that would take our team to the next level. And I really, it really helped a ton. So my work ethic. I just had to make sure that I set a precedent for everyone, that when they look over, they're saying, oh, that's what real work is. That's what real work is. Andrew's getting up at 4:30 in the morning every single day, putting in work, going to the gym after training. We would have 10, 15 of our teammates in the gym after training. Not on specified days, but every single day we would be in the gym. And that, when you have that level of commitment from a group of players, 15 plus, no one's stopping that team. Trust me, no one's stopping that team. So we had that, going into my sophomore, junior, senior year, we had that, and it was just an absolute, record showed. So, but yeah, a lot happened in high school that, little things, but at the end of the day, it was all about getting into an environment where you can excel, getting into an environment where you feel uncomfortable, and then finding a way to get through that successfully, thriving in that environment, not just surviving. Don't just try to survive on your team. Don't be like, oh, this is a good team. Oh, if I just keep the ball, we're good. No, add something to the group. Add something to the team. Be a leader. Do extra work. Play simple. Keep the ball. When someone passes you the ball, they need to know that it's definitely staying with the team, right? But you guys have to understand, what are the three things that you bring to the team? What are three things you bring to the team? What are three things you bring to your team that make your team better? That's what I want you to do today. What are three things that you do that you bring to the team that make them better? I'll close out with this. Once again, when you are injured, when there's a hardship in your team, when you get cut, etc., what is the next thing you can do? What is the next thing you can do? What is the next play? I got cut from my team. They tore up my contract. I can't play for them. Now what? I tore my ACL. Now what? We lost 5-0. Now what? Stop looking at the reasons what was the reason this happened? What was the reason this happened? Who cares? Who cares about that? You're literally just trying to sit in that emotion that my coach sucks, the referee sucked, we lost, my team sucks, etc. Get out of that emotion. What next? I don't care if you have the worst team in the world. What next? I don't care if you have the worst coach in the world. What next? I don't care if it's the worst injury you've ever seen. What next? What next? Write that down. What next? And go out and get it, guys. Go out and get it. What next? Put one foot in front of the other. Keep pushing every single day, guys. I appreciate you joining me again. You guys are bringing me. I can feel the energy. I can already feel the energy. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Just trying to give you guys as much advice as I can. And when I was growing up in high school, and a little bit in colleges, I was always looking for someone to tell me what to do. I was always looking for someone to give me advice, someone to give me knowledge that they had from higher above, from someone where I wanted to go. I remember I got one bit of advice from a player from our high school who ended up going to MLS in the MLS draft. He gave me one advice. He gave me one piece of advice, and I ran with it. I absolutely ran with it. He said, there are no facilities like this in the country, in college, and even in the pros. So make the most of this time. And I said, you know what? When I leave this high school, I'm going to make sure that I gave everything that I can. I'm not going to look back and be like, oh, I should have, I should have thought about that. I should have done this and I should have done this. No. I was up at 4:30 every single morning. I got in, and even junior and senior year, I was training 5-6 times a day. Now, do I recommend that to everyone right now? No, absolutely not. But I said to my heart, I'm going to be the hardest working player. I'm going to bring the energy, and I'm going to be the smartest player on the field. That's video analysis. That's hard work. That's just simple hard work, doing the things that people aren't willing to do. And then that's just a conscious decision to come in and bring energy. That's it. I didn't say anything about ball work. I didn't say anything about ball mastery. I didn't say anything about juggling. I didn't say anything. There's nothing ball related in this. I just said I'm going to bring the energy. So you guys, what are 3 things you can bring to the game? And then also, what next? Now what next? Now what? What next? Something happened in your game. Something happened in your life. Whatever. What next? The worst injury of your life. What next? Your coach told you something you didn't like. What next? That's how you got to live your life, man. But I appreciate you guys. Part 4 is a wrap. You already know part 5's coming. When my story's long. But I keep coming up with these little things that I see, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's good. I'm getting stuff out of this as well. So make sure you guys keep tuning in. I'm trying to do it every single day. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I appreciate you guys following to the end of the video. It's big time, and I really appreciate that. Guys, give this a like, a thumbs up, a subscribe, a share, a follow, whatever you want to do. If you found it useful, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. But if you didn't, please don't. I'm trying to get better every single day. I'm trying to get better, and the videos are gonna get better, guys. I really appreciate the love and what you guys, you guys give me energy. Your comments, your likes, your shares, all that stuff. I'm not worried about the numbers. But it's just good to know, hey, they got something from it. Okay, keep going. It gives me a little note in my head saying, okay, keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm going to keep bringing the energy, boys and girls. I'm going to keep bringing the energy. And I appreciate you guys again. And we'll see you next time. I appreciate you gues again. I appreciate it. Remember, simplicity is genius. Keep it simple. And go enjoy life, guys. Go enjoy life. Put in the work. Bring the energy. And train the mind. Appreciate you guys. See you soon. Peace.